Hi, everyone, and welcome here to Reset Your Life Summit. And guys, I am so excited to have guest speaker Juliette Kristine here with me today. Juliette, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. I am so excited to be here with everybody today, teaching this very, very important life-changing material on vision boards.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited to learn. And so, guys, Juliette here also, she is a manifestation coach who has brought her life and her dreams together like very successfully, and she's also achieved impressive goals for both herself, her clients, also by utilizing the law of attraction and very many other powerful energetic practices. And also what she does is actually stemming from the success that she's had in her own life. She's walking the talk, and this is what I absolutely love about her. And I'm so excited to be jumping so much more in here because she's been showing people how she manifested money, the perfect partner, her dream home, pregnancy, and also career and success, and also including multiple #1 rankings on Google, and also a fully booked business coaching system that she also has. And she's been featured on Sunday Live, smsh.com.au, and she's also very passionate about helping as many people as possible. And that's also why I just love your love. I love your support and the energy that you give, because anywhere that I can connect with people who's serving humanity, that's my tribe. And I'm so happy to connect here with you today. So Juliette, a very, very big welcome to you.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So, Juliette, this is such a unique niche, manifesting, because this is something that, I mean, even for me, I'm always online Googling, how do we manifest? How do we create this? How do we create that? And let's be honest, this is not the easiest thing to actually master. Well, at least it feels like it's not. I'm sure you're going to blow that theory out of the water today. But I have to ask, why manifestation, and what is your story behind this? Like, how did you even get into this specific line of changing your life?
That's a really good question. So I first discovered manifestation when I was just 14, and it was by reading the book called Conversations with God, which you might be familiar with, very popular book.
Yeah.
And I just remember when I read this book, it was like I knew the information from another lifetime. I just got goosebumps when I said that. It was like I just understood it. I was really young, but I just got it, And I remember I started teaching people about the principles of manifestation when I was that age. And I even remember I had a girlfriend at the time who wanted to manifest a boyfriend, and I taught her this ancient list writing technique. And literally within 3 weeks, she manifested the exact guy that she had written down. She didn't marry him, but they were together for about 5 years. So,
Wow.
and I also remember helping people manifest jobs and pay rises and cars. And so I had a lot of success with manifesting when I was quite younger, and I really believed in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when I got into my 20s, things took quite a massive turn. I lost my mum really suddenly to cancer, which was quite a jarring experience. And although I had a lot of really positive things going on in my life, like I'd started my own business and I was really passionate and excited about that, I just felt like I couldn't catch a break. There was like this really long period of time where I just felt like it didn't matter how hard I tried, how many hours I put in, I couldn't manifest the money, I couldn't manifest the success. I was single for 5 years straight. And I started to kind of feel like I was living with no meaning and no purpose. And it was at this time in my life that I was like, you know what, I'm going to get back into my manifesting practice. And not only that, but I'm going to go hard. So I created these beautiful, big, fancy vision boards. I read books. I was practicing affirmations again and again and again. And I was at night trying to visualize my life as I wanted it to be, but nothing was working. Or if it did work, it was kind of really fleeting and temporary. And I'm quite grateful for this situation because it really enabled me and asked me to go within and examine why my manifesting wasn't working, what was going on, and I realized I was doing 2 key things wrong. Firstly, I was using old, outdated manifesting techniques that I wasn't in alignment with, that not only weren't helping me to call in what I wanted, but they didn't feel good when I was using them. I was creating these vision boards and I was looking at my desires. I'm looking at my board. That's why I keep looking over there. As I was looking at my board, I was like, this doesn't feel true to me. It feels like a different life. You know what I mean? And I would say these affirmations about money and success, and I just felt like I was lying to myself, you know? So that was kind of the first thing that I realized. And then the second thing that I realized was that I didn't know how to come from this place in my manifesting where I could let go and really be in that energy of surrender, so that I wasn't in that energy of wanting and chasing after things. Because as we know, to successfully manifest, you've got to be in the energy of attracting and allowing, right? And it was when I, really kind of dug into those two things and worked out how to overcome them, that everything in my life transformed. And all of the things on my vision board started to become my reality. I manifested my soulmate, my husband. I manifested my coaching business, really successfully and organically. I manifested media appearances on national TV and magazines, and I manifested my baby. I manifested the dream house exactly as I put it on my vision board. All of the pieces of the puzzle finally kind of started to come together.
So this is really interesting, because one of the hardest things is to let go, right? You said you had to let go and just let it be. And we all have so many control issues. And that this is something that I know most of us can probably relate to, and to just trust. It's like letting go of control, and then trusting at the same time. One of the most volatile type of emotions, or at least perceived emotions, that we need to kind of like deal with and address if we want to start to manifest. And yet this can actually also be something so graceful, because something that I've noticed what people do is, when we say let go of control or just let go, then they think, oh, we have to let go of everything. But what I'm hearing also from your experience is that to let go with discernment. Let go of certain aspects, let go of the desire, let go of that place of lack of needing, but rather than feeling the desire for it, but probably also just knowing that at some point in time, it will always be also your turn. That's also what I'm hearing what you're saying.
Definitely. And, one of the other kind of aspects that I learned during this time and that I developed, and what I teach in the surrender approach, is that when you find other ways to fulfill your need or desire, you will naturally drop into a state of surrender and kind of let go of the things that you're chasing. So, for example, if you're trying to manifest a really successful business and you're trying to manifest money, but you're coming from this place of need, it might actually be worth your while manifesting an amazing part-time job to bring in some of the money. So then all of a sudden you let go in your business and you're not kind of chasing clients and chasing the money. You are coming from a place of surrender. So I kind of have put like a bit of a different spin on it, in that I also teach people how to come from a place of surrender in a really practical way, rather, because what I found was so difficult was that manifestation teachers and spiritual teachers were saying, oh, you just need to let go. And I was like, how am I meant to let go of my husband or my dream business? Like, how am I meant to let go of the one thing that I care so much about? It didn't make sense to me. So by kind of having this more practical approach to it can be really powerful as well.
That was a huge impact. Like, I had goosebumps when you said that. I'm just like, yes. Everything you're saying to my, just waves of goosebumps. I'm like, yes, affirmation after affirmation. I'm just like, this is powerful. And it's also very insightful. This is like aha moments that you kind of like will continue to carry with you. And with all of this that you also said, you're very much into vision boards as well. And why is that such a powerful step in this manifesting process, and especially for you as well, what your experiences with that was?
I think, there are a lot of reasons why I really love vision boards. One of the big ones is that vision boards really act as the foundation for everything that you want to attract, especially if you're someone who's gone through a difficult time. Like, this year has been really challenging for people with COVID and losing jobs and losing loved ones and homeschooling and just all of the challenges at once, right? And a vision board is a really powerful tool that can help lift your energy and vibration up and anchor you to your future goals and manifestations in a way that I believe is more powerful than some other manifesting techniques. And whenever I'm teaching somebody to create a vision board, I always say, you know, try and tap into what your heart and soul truly desires to manifest, as opposed to your ego. And try and set your board up in a way where you're focused on who you want to be rather than just what you want to get, because then you will start to actually close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And your vision board will be so much more powerful. And then a couple of other reasons why I love vision boards as, you know, a step in the manifesting process, and particularly a first step, is that they're really great for people that might find it difficult to visualize. You know, sometimes it can be hard to sit down and imagine this, you know, your life as you want it to be. That can be a bit challenging. And a vision board is like bang smack there on your wall. It's a constant reminder to kind of help you tune into that energy more frequently. And then the other reason why I love vision boards is that I feel like a lot of people think they have this misconception that they need to know what they want to manifest before they create a board. But this isn't the case at all. You can actually use a vision board to give you clarity and direction in your life. So like a lot of people will find me when they feel a bit lost or directionless. And the first thing I'll say to them is create a vision board of this image of yourself that has clarity and direction, that feels like they have purpose, that brings in that energy where you feel like I have clarity, purpose, and direction. And you'll start to manifest that.
Right. So it's about creating the feeling of what your end manifestation that you might not be clear of, what that should make you feel like. And then that's when you bring more of the sense of clarity of what it would be at the end of the day.
Yes, yes. Rather than, you know, like Googling what's my life purpose, you know, why am I here? You're actually just manifesting more of the problem by doing that. I mean, I'm sure there's obviously benefits to doing that, but sometimes focusing on the problem, you're manifesting more of the problem. Whereas if you create a vision board that is, you know, depicting what you want and this life you want, even if it's just clarity and direction, you'll start to call that in towards you.
Talk about a manifesting hack. That's what it is. It's a
totally, isn't it?
I love that. That's awesome. I never thought of that. That's excellent. And so when we do vision boards, right? So where would you say are some of the key mistakes maybe that people make, just so that we can kind of like save people the time of trying to figure out what that is? If you can give us some tips, like what to look out for and what to focus more on.
Yes, great question. So kind of similar to what I was saying before, I think that when a lot of people sit down to create a vision board, they're doing it focused on all the things they want to get. But when we set our vision board that's focused kind of primarily on, you know, more ego-based manifestations, we are naturally going to get into that state of chasing and wanting. But when we set our board up in a way that's connected to those true soul desires, that's focused on an image of who we want to be, and we start to step into that energy, we start to embody the energetic frequency of someone who's already manifested what we want. And that's when we're going to start seeing our desires get pulled towards us. And another kind of, you know, that would be the first, my first big tip. My second big tip, and kind of the mistake that I see people make all the time, is that they go and read a manifesting book and they think, oh, I can ask the universe for anything if I just believe, you know, this idea that it's just as easy to manifest $100 as it is 100,000. And I don't always agree with that. And here's why. When we go for these bigger manifestations that we're not necessarily in alignment with, it can actually cause more resistance in our energy and vibration and create more feelings of fear and doubt around what we're trying to attract, which will ultimately push what we want away from us. So an example could be, say, you create a vision board with a picture of a multi-million-dollar mansion. A lot of people do. That's beautiful. But if you're currently renting a 2-bedroom apartment, that manifestation might just be too far vibrationally from where you are. Amazing if you can manifest that, not saying that you can't, but for a lot of people, it will just cause extra resistance in their energy. So a far better way to go about the process would be to focus on your next step, which could be like manifesting the deposit for your first house.
Yes.
You know, that already just feels better saying it, doesn't it?
Sure, yeah. Ooh, pressure. Yeah. That's so interesting because, you know, the thing also, what you so much talk about resistance is, and this is something that I can really deeply relate to. And I realize that it's best to kind of like just start with smaller steps. And over time, it's almost like the more you get used to the fact that, wow, I can have this, I can have that next step. Wow, this next step is taking place. It's almost like you're training your self-worth to almost like
Yes.
receive more and more and more over time. That's also what I'm hearing what you're saying. It's almost like retraining your sense of self-love, because ultimately our self-worth is also connected to how much we love ourselves. And to love ourselves is sometimes the hardest thing to do. It's easy to give it, but it's not that easy to receive that for us.
100%. And it really is, you're building momentum, right?
Yeah.
You're strengthening that, as you said, that self-love muscle, that belief in yourself, in your desires, in the manifesting process. And that is how I manifested all of those things, you know, by taking those smaller steps. They seem like really big manifestations, but when you kind of break it all down, it was all happening incrementally.
That's fantastic. So when we look at these vision boards, for example, do we, because normally when I hear vision board, I think of this big carton, you know, on my wall with different pictures on it and something like that. Does it have to be hard copy, or can it be digital? Because our lives have changed so much. So much is now online. It's like I'm even walking into the store and I'm like, we can't even find, you know, big boards where they used to be boards. It's like the pages are becoming smaller and smaller, and so much is actually being digitalized.
Yeah. And I think that I am old school, hard copy boards all the way. And there's a few reasons for this, though. It's not just because I prefer it. It's because, you know, I find, and I've seen this time and time again with digital boards, they just don't get the time and attention that they need. You know, you create a board on Pinterest and then you forget about it. Or you put one as your desktop or your screensaver and it gets cluttered with files, or you put it on your phone, but because you're looking at it every day, it's almost like you're looking through it. You know, you're not feeling into the energy and vibration. So that's kind of the first reason why I recommend hard copy. The second reason is you're actually progressing an extra step in the manifesting process. So you think of, compare this to like thinking about a thought or intention or writing it down. We all know that it's more powerful when you write it down. So the same is true when you create a vision board. You're making something physical that you can hold with your hands. You know, you're making a creation. And then the third reason why I love hard copy is because the more time and attention you give your board, the more powerful it will be. So when you're sitting down to create a physical board, you're connecting into that energy of your desires, and it's going to almost imprint that in your energy and vibration even more and make it that much more powerful. I always say to my clients and students, enjoy yourself, like do it when you've got the house to yourself, have a glass of wine, put some music on, light a candle, like treat it like a ritual, because you are in fact creating your future, you know?
That's beautiful. I love that. Like that, everything that you just said just made me like, I want to do this right now, you know? So if I had to do this right now after, you know, after our call, like where, for example, can we find, you know, the perfect, you know, type of images? Like where would you recommend we can start to even look for this?
I love Pinterest. Pinterest, I believe, hands down is the best place, because Pinterest is a search engine, right? So a visual search engine. So you can type in things like, well, I would type in something like brunette girl meditating, and I can find a picture of somebody who looks like me living the life that I want to live. So you can get really specific with Pinterest.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I didn't even think about that. You
Yeah.
bring so much together for me today. I'm loving this. I feel like I'm a student right now. I love it. I love it. So where is your vision board, and where would you suggest, you know, where should I put mine? If anyone who's listening here with us right now, where do we place that? Like, is there a specific place that we need to put it, or is it just anywhere random?
That's a really great question. So I always recommend that you keep your vision board private, or at least private from people who don't support your goals and manifestations 100%. And this is because exposing your board to people that don't support your goals and manifestations 100% opens you up to negative energy that can affect your manifesting. So I always say, treat your manifestations like a new baby in the womb. You know, people don't go announcing their pregnancy for 3 months. You know, treat your manifestations the same way. They're in a very fragile energy to begin with. And if you kind of expose your desires to other people and your dreams and you talk about them too much, and someone says, oh, how are you going to do that? Or that's silly, or you're into manifesting, what's that anyway? It's going to affect your energy and vibration. So I always say, make sure you are so strong and steady in what you're calling for before you go and tell people that it doesn't matter what anyone says to you, it won't shake you, you know?
I'm
So for
always
that
hearing,
reason,
sorry, no,
yeah. So for that reason, my top 2 places to put your vision board are either in your bedroom or your office. Now, because then you're kind of looking at it when you wake up in the morning, when you go to sleep at night, or like me in my office, I'm constantly glancing over at my vision board. Now, if you are in a situation where you might be living with somebody who, you know, doesn't support your goals, or you want to keep it private, a couple of tips for you would be, put it behind a door. So if you've got it behind your bedroom door, for example, you can see it when the door's closed. Other people can't see it when the door's open. Inside a wardrobe is another great place to hide it. Or I even had one student, she created little doors that went over the top of her vision board so she could close it and open it and kind of keep it, which was like a really sweet, yeah.
That's cute. I love that. It's actually really, that's very smart.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm also almost like hearing what you're saying is that don't share or overshare what it is that you're trying to create in your life. And I can absolutely agree with you, because there is this energy field between us, between people, and that is where information is being transmuted. You know, we can sense how people are feeling without seeing, you know, the expression on their face, for example, but we can feel something might be off. We feel energy is maybe negative, we feel it's positive. And I can absolutely see, you know, how someone can have a negative thought about a vision that you're sharing, and you can sense that, you can feel that. And sometimes we don't even recognize that it's that person's negativity or jealousy even projected onto us, but we feel that doubt or that projection. And some people actually don't recognize it's someone else's, and then they accept it as their own. And then that is projected towards the whatever it is that they're trying to manifest, because that's the topic or the theme that's being discussed in that moment. So we subconsciously even probably make that association. And what I'm hearing even from this, the key takeaway for me is just don't tell people what your manifestations are. Tell them when you have it.
Yeah. Or just when you feel ready, you know, when you know that nothing anyone can say or do will shake you, you know, you're so certain in what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so while we're talking about this, this is such a hot topic for me right now. I'm actually very excited. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
So I love this. This is so great. So is there any other top reasons that you see where people fail their vision boards?
Yeah. So I think the biggest reason that people fail with their vision boards is thinking it's just about the board, and it's not. You know, you need to make sure that you're doing the work on a daily basis to make sure that you're taking action like the person on your vision board, that your thoughts and beliefs are lining up with what you want to create. And lastly, you know, that you're in that state of surrender when you're manifesting, that you're in that energy of attracting and allowing rather than wanting and chasing. You need to make sure that you're kind of doing that daily work to back up what's on your board in order for it to work and produce the best results.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, another thing that I love about this vision board, now that I'm thinking, I'm really digesting what you're saying. And what I can see also the importance of having this board actually on printed format, like to have it actually something that you can feel, something that you can touch. And how you said, you know, your energy is in that, because that you touch that, and everything at the end of the day is energy, and it can be transferred through atoms and pieces of material as well. And so when we are in a place of pain, when you are in a place where you feel so down, or you've just had such a bad day, I mean, we all know how hard it is to think of happiness or to feel gratitude or to feel thankful for something in that moment, because pain and distress and depression, it consumes you, because that's where the reticular activating system is now fully focused on, because that's what it focuses on your environment. So whatever it is that you energize, that's what you pull in more of, and that's what the RAS does. So it is hard to think of all these really great things that you want to create for your future when you maybe lost someone, or when you're going through a breakup, or when you're going through a job that you might have lost, or maybe you're going through a life-changing moment that you have no control over. And that vision board is then like right there in front of you, creating that vision, seeing the visual of that, feeding that back into the subconscious mind, meaning remembering how you felt when you wrote that, or when you were sticking that or cutting that out. So it's constantly actually bringing back that positive memory from the day when you created it. And it's almost like subconsciously wiring you slowly back to that memory. Because what I've learned is that when we look at something, even when we're in a negative state, but when we look at something that we have a positive experience with, it feeds that memory back to the subconscious mind, and the body biochemically actually reacts. So what we're actually doing, what I'm hearing from you, is that when we look at that vision board, we're actually biochemically training our body gently and slowly back into a beautiful positive state. Even though it's so subtle and we might not consciously feel it, cellularly, the body is feeling that. And that already,
Absolutely.
I can sense, that's aligning us back to this beautiful vision that we've created.
Yes, that's just, I got goosebumps when you said that, because it really is, you're reprogramming yourself, you're imprinting this stuff into your body, into your cells, into your memory, and at the end of the day, it's the feelings that you're emitting that are going to change your frequency and call these experiences into your life.
Because everything is energy, and you want yourself to align to that beautiful positive outcome. So, even if you are in a bad state, it puts you subconsciously, even though you don't feel it, it subconsciously puts you back in that positive state, and it aligns you back to that beautiful dream that you have. I absolutely love this. This is so great. I'm having so many aha moments right now. I feel like I have little fireworks going off. This is so great. And Juliette, another question I wanted to ask you here also is that, have you learned, you even personally, have you learned anything the hard way using vision boards?
That's another good question. So I think one thing that some people don't necessarily realize is that when you create a vision board or you put an intention out to the universe, you simultaneously ask the universe to show you what parts of yourself you need to clear and heal in order to make that thing a reality.
Yes.
Right. So doing this work can bring up some of your stuff, like, say, for example, you create a vision board with your dream house on it, and it feels really good at first and everything's going amazingly. And then a couple months later, you start to kind of doubt, like, is that really going to happen? Like, that's the minute that you need to do the work on yourself. That's the minute that you need to go within and do that work on yourself, because when you do, that's when things will start showing up fast.
Right. And if there's any inside secret maybe that you could share with us, I want to dive a little bit deeper into just for 1 minute. Is there any secret that you can share with us that you found that was really super easy, even if it's just like a mindfulness trick, or we seem to be really great at biohacking things here, like we're hacking things now.
Yes.
That if you do have something coming up, if you have that resistance, if you have that, I'm not worthy of this. We all have felt that. What did you do when you felt that moment? Is there anything that you told yourself, or any step or small step that you took to help yourself to start to bridge yourself from that place of maybe feeling challenged, feeling in a place of self-sabotage, or even procrastination, to get yourself to take that small step?
I think there were kind of like a few things that I did in those moments when manifesting felt hard, in that really going back to one of the first points I made about, really anchoring into some of those more practical actions that you can take in order to release resistance. So if you are someone that's trying to manifest your dream business, but you're struggling to get clients, and you're trying to manifest them, but you're struggling to get clients, and it feels like this pushy energy, perhaps look at another way that you can give yourself that end result, which could just be money flow. So, get a source of money in from somewhere else, manifest the ideal part-time job to support you, and you'll automatically let go and release resistance around the business. And you'll find that the clients will pick up on that, and they'll be like, hunting you down all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like they'll want you, you know, like that energy flip, rather than you try to chase them, they will try and chase you. And then I also feel like having fun, you know, manifestation, spirituality, it can sometimes be a very serious topic, and it can bring up a lot of stuff for people, you know, kind of like the point I mentioned before about vision boards bringing up your stuff, but you still, if you can remain in a fun, lighthearted energy and vibration, or just even surround yourself with other high vibe manifestors that are doing the work as well, that can support you and, you know, share in your wins, but also, you know, be there to kind of pick you up if you have a bad week. That being in that right energy, surrounding yourself with those right people to kind of make it fun, make it enjoyable, can really just have such an impact on your manifesting ability. Because, you know, some of us feel quite alone when we start doing this work, you know.
My goodness, when you said feeling alone, that kind of struck me right there, because I can deeply relate to that. And I think something that helped me is to look for other communities, like manifesting communities, or to look for communities on Facebook who's in alignment with what it is that I'm trying to create in my life, to feel, you know, that sense of support, to feel that sense of like-mindedness. Because one thing that I noticed with COVID is that friendships have fallen apart, people's connections have fallen apart, because physical contact has been so hard. Everything is basically online, you know, dating is online, relationships are online, friendships are online, especially with people that's been separated because of COVID. And I think what I'm hearing also from you saying is, for people who might not have the friendship or might not have the tribes, a great place to actually start is on social media, and to connect with, you know, the high vibration people that you feel connected to. If it feels right, then connect, then join that group. If it doesn't feel right, then move on to the next group, until you feel that you start to align yourself more with people that think the way that you do, that can share your dreams and your fun and your laughter in moments like that.
Absolutely. And even just you saying social media, like, make sure you're following people that inspire you. It's the same thing as what you were just saying about the groups,
Like
that make
you.
sure that you're I know, we just followed each other the other day, and I love seeing your because I want to see you in my Instagram feed. You know, I want that inspiration. So make sure you're following, you know, the right type of people on social media, so that you are flooding yourself with all of this positive message and positive energy that's going to help pull you up and pull you further towards your dreams.
Exactly. And we'll definitely be sharing your social media also here on the platform, so people can jump in there if they want to follow you as well, so they can stay connected.
Amazing. Say hi to me, everyone. If you want to, just send me a hello. Let me know that you saw the summit.
Exactly. Yes. And also, last but not least, I have to ask, is there any, just in case we missed it, because I want to be thorough, is there any other secrets that you can share with us to make your vision board powerful?
I guess the last secret I would say, which I haven't touched on that much, is, you know, making sure that the images that you choose evoke a really strong emotion within you. So there are I've written some blogs where I've shared a vision board publicly. One of which a couple of years ago was a vision board that had a picture of my dream house on it. And then I manifested a house that looks identical to what I'd already shared publicly. So it wasn't like I could have, you know, faked it, but I literally and I keep sharing things from my current vision board and photos of the reality compared to the vision board. And people can't believe that how accurate the things that I'm manifesting are with the details in what's in the photos. And I believe that a really strong reason why this happens, and one of the reasons why I've gotten so good at manifesting, is because I have a really strong intuition. So when I see an image and it just pulls me, I know that has to go on my board. You know what I mean? It's like, even if it doesn't make sense, it's almost like my intuition, spirit, the universe, my guides, my higher self, whatever you resonate with, is speaking to me, saying, right, it's almost like that's trying to manifest through me. You know?
That. I love that.
Go with your intuition, go with your gut.
Yeah. Feel it. I love that. Oh, what a great chat. I had such a great time with you. This was absolutely fantastic. And you're also here with this summit. You're giving access to your vision board course, which is a powerful vision, board course for, help to training you through 6 steps to create that vision that you want that actually works. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And thank you so much also for sharing that with everyone. But you also said here that viewers will also be able to get free access until the 31st of January by using this code that will also be adding here for you in the platform, which you guys will easily see as well. And Juliette, do you have any other gifts or special deals or maybe announcements that you would like to share with us?
Yes, so I'm giving away my vision board training for free, my powerful 6-step vision board training, so that everybody can learn the step-by-step process to creating a powerful vision board that works. And that will be available until the 31st of January by entering the code Manifest 2022. And then I have another special gift, special offer for those who want to take things even further with their manifesting and have that system and framework in place. I'm also offering 15% off my manifesting course, The Surrender Approach. And I'm offering 30% off my brand new manifesting courses, which are coming out on manifesting pregnancy, manifesting weight loss, and manifesting your soulmate. And these are really like kind of niche topics where I dive really deep into those subjects. And that will be available again until the 31st of January. And the code for that will be Manifest Dreams.
I love it. Oh my God, you're absolutely spoiling us. Spoiling us. This is amazing. Juliette, thank you so much for being here today and just sharing your wisdom. Thank you for your love, your energy, and your time. Thank you for everything that you do, because the world really needs light workers right now. And it's so beautiful to come, just to have your energy in here, just to give people that new sense of inspiration, because, to speak to someone who's living proof of this, it's just, guys, let's take a deep breath. We can do this. She can do this. And she's actually going to be showing you exactly how to step into those beautiful footsteps. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for everyone else here to dive into that. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure. I feel so blessed that we got to connect in this way and share this information at the beginning of the year when everybody needs it the most, like the perfect time to create a vision board, start shifting that energy to manifest everything that you want in 2022.
I'm so excited. Wonderful, Juliette. Thank you so much for being here. And for everyone else, thank you for being here. And until next time, be the light that you are.
Bye. Thank you.